Okay, we're going to get this started. I'm going to do the skills integration. I didn't even open it. I'm not going to speed run it. I'm going to go somewhat slow. Alright, so here is the skills integration, right? I got this version of skills integration, right? The one with class A, class B, college. So you have a college router.
I got that one.
Alright, so the objectives. They want you to finish the network documentation. The only thing that's missing is the default gateway. You didn't have to write it out, but I will give you a hint. Well, I gave you the hint. I said each router that has an interface is the default gateway. So each interface for that segment is a default gateway. Alright, so the interface that goes to that network segment, in other words, this segment right here, and this segment right here have two different default gateways. Now, you have the network set up over here, 10.10.10.0. The interface for 10.10.10 is this one. So the default gateway is 10.10.10.1. So 10.10.10.1. That means that on this side, 10.10.11 will be 10.10.11.1. So all the devices on this end will be 10.10.11.1. And all the default gateways for these devices 10.10.10.1. All right, so 10.10.11.1, 10.10.10.1. All right, so they give you the scenario. The scenario says your network manager is impressed with your performance in your job as a LAN technician. She would like you now to demonstrate your ability to configure a router connecting two LANs. Your tasks include configuring basic settings on a router and a switch using the Cisco IOS. You will then verify your configurations as well as configurations on existing devices by testing end-to-end connectivity. After completing this activity, you can choose to click the Reset Activity button to generate a new set of requirements. Variable aspects include device names, IP addressing schemes, and the topology. So all this would change if I were to hit Reset Activity. Okay? Yes, it starts you off at 5 minutes already. Okay? So, first, the requirements. If you follow this requirement step by step, you will or you should get 100%. All right? So, provide the missing information in the addressing table. Right? That is not part of that. You won't get points for that, but if you did it, you should. If you complete the lab successfully, I will assume that is done. Okay, next. Name the router college and the second switch class B. You will not be able to access class A. So if I click on it, I cannot configure it. So let's go into there. They want me to reconfigure it. So enable conf T for configure terminal. Host name college. That is one thing that I have to do. So let me go to class-B. So let me go to this one. CLI. Enable conf T. Hostname class-B. All right. I'm at 21 points. Common. Yeah. Right. Use Cisco as a user exec password for all lines, and use class as a privileged exec password. So let's go and configure this one first. So line con 0. Password is, what is my line con? As the user exec, so it's Cisco. Cisco. Enter. Exit. Line VTY 04 because I'm on a router. 0 space 4. And password Cisco login. I forgot the login command. Line con 0 login. Exit. Alright, so I've configured that Cisco. Also, enable secret is class. Enable secret class. So I've done that right there. So we'll minimize this. We'll open up class B. do the same thing. Line con 0 is password is Cisco. Login. Login, that login command will enforce that login. Okay? Exit. Line VTY 0 to 15 on a switch. You have 15 VTY lines you need to configure. Password, Cisco. Login to enforce that password. Exit out of this. Right? Enable secret class. I am now at 45% just by doing that. Okay? Encrypt all plain text passwords. So, on this one I'm going to do service password encryption on that one. Right? And then on college I'm also going to do service password encryption. Right? We're going to do that. Next, configuring an appropriate banner, right? Banner, MOTD, hashtag, warning, troqueando.
Oh, now take it 100%.
I should have did that.
Hashtag. Remember, you have to put the hashtag at the beginning and the same hashtag at the end. Right?
Yeah.
We're still at 45. Hasn't done much. Some things are tested, some things are not. So, banner, MOTD, my delimiter, which is the hashtag, warning, no unauthorized access, or troqueando. I probably spelled that wrong, but...
TR, okay. I got C.
It's O? It's okay.
There's no C in there.
That's fine. Too late. I don't care. 45. Alright, so next, configure an appropriate banner. We did that. Configure addressing for all devices according to the addressing table. So for Class A, I'm sorry, this is Class B. For Class B, you're going to assign that VLAN 1. So interface VLAN 1, IP address 10.10.11.100. Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Enter. Right, you can also give a no shutdown command. You probably, yep, there you go. That gave me, and now I'm at 51%. Exit out of this. I also need to give it a default gateway. So IP default gateway is 10.10.11.1. Remember, my default gateway is that network segment, so it's G01. So my default gateway will be that IP address of that interface, which is 10.10.11.1, right?
Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes.
You know how you put IP and then default? Like, how do you do it so like it does the rest by itself?
You hit tab. The tab button will autocomplete if you put in the partial. So if I do IP DE and I hit tab, it will autocomplete it for me. Right? That's one way to speed run if you're trying to speed run it. Okay. So I gave VLAN 1 the addressing for that. Oh, it wants me to describe it too. So interface VLAN 1 description, right? Management VLAN. Enter. All right. So in case it tests for that. Let me give my interfaces some. All right. So interface G0/0, right? IP address 10 10.10.10.1. That's what they want you to configure. That's why it tells you right here, configure it as this, right? Subnet mask, they put it for you there too. 255.255.255.0. Enter. No shutdown. You need to make sure you give a no shutdown command to those interfaces, or else they will stay in a down state. Interface, next one is interface G0/1, right? IP address 10.10.11.1, 255.255.255.0. Enter. No shutdown. That is imperative. Notice that the links before were red. Now they are green, or they're starting to become green. Right there, it's still configuring, but it will become a green link. I'm at 68% now. Next thing I need to do is I need to go into the student and make sure that, oops, not there. Need to go into and check to make sure that IP configurations are set up. So this is 10.10.101, desktop 10.10.102, desktop 10.10.11.101, and this is probably 10.10.11.102. All right. Oh, that didn't look good. 10.10.10. So there's a problem in student 4. Student 4 is part of the 10.10.10.11 network, but they configured it as 10.10.10 network. So that should change to 11. So it's good that you go back and check IP addressing information to make sure it matches. The default gateway is also not set. 10.10.11.1. Right? Let me go back and check student. It's not set. So 10.10.11.1. How do I know that? Well, like I said, whatever the network is, that interface that connects to the router, that is your default gateway. The default gateway is where all your packets are sent before they're routed outside of your network. They have to have. If you're going to communicate across a different network, you must have a default gateway. So, let's check these to make sure they're set up again. Nope, they didn't have it. So 10.10.10.1 should be it. I'm at 90. And the last one over here is 10.10.10.1. Right? Everything on the same, everything that's on the same network segment will have the same default gateway. So it says it wants me to save my configuration. So I'm going to go and do that. Right? You can go to exit, in privileged exec mode, cop, run, start. It's going to tell you, it's going to ask you, destination file name, and that's the destination, the default destination file name. If you type something else in there, it will change the file name. If you want to keep it as is, just hit enter. It will say building config and say OK. Right? I need to do the same for my switch. So I need to go back to privileged exec mode. I can also get out of there by just typing in end. Right? So cop, run, start. And it will build my configuration, and that is the last thing I needed to do. Now, I'm at 100% now. It wants me to save my configuration. I'm sorry, I just did that. It wants me to verify connectivity between all devices. Well, we'll do that. I will ping one of those PCs. I know one of them. So, ping 10.10.11.101. Now, my initial one probably won't work, and then I'll get 3 good ones. And I get some replies, right? Let me run it again so I get all 4. I have all 4. That means that I have connection from student 1 to I think it's student 3. 101 is student 3, yeah. So I pinged from this student 1 and went through class A to college to class B to student 3, right? Now I can ping my other one, student, just change it to 102, and I believe that's the IP address, yeah. It'll time out once and then ping. And if I ping it again, I should get all 4. Right? That is verification that I have inter-network connectivity across a network. Okay? Troubleshoot and document any issues. If you find out there are issues, implement the solutions necessary to verify, enable. So one there's a couple things that we had to verify in here. One, student 4 had the wrong IP address. Student 4 was in the 10.10.10 network, so we changed that. We moved it to the 10.10.11.102 IP addressing scheme. We also, every single device, every single PC did not have a default gateway. We apply the appropriate default gateway on all of those devices so that they can communicate with their router to communicate across to another network. All right? And that is it. That's pretty much it. It was done really slowly in 20 minutes. All right? All my check marks are there. Okay? I would screenshot it, but I don't have to.